Welcome to Solution 21 Million's Guide to Bitcoin. Today, we're going to talk about a really powerful but kind of invisible economic force. It's called the Cantillon Effect. Now, I know it sounds a little complex, but stick with me because it's the key to understanding a huge question that, well, a lot of us are asking right now.
Have you ever felt this? I mean, really felt it. You're at the checkout, you look at your grocery bill, you fill up your car with gas, and you just get this sinking feeling that your money doesn't go nearly as far as it used to. And it's not like you got a pay cut, right? Well, it's not just in your head, and it's not bad luck. There's actually a name for what's happening behind the scenes.
And that name is the Cantillon Effect. At its core, it's pretty simple. It's all about who's closest to the money printer. The people who get their hands on newly created money first, well, they get to spend it while everything is still cheap. But by the time that money trickles all the way down to the rest of us, prices for everything have already shot up. So what this really is a hidden transfer of wealth.
So, to really get a grip on this, we need to pull back the curtain and see how this new money faucet actually works in the modern world. And to do that, we have to go way back.
Believe it or not, this is not a new idea. We're talking way back in the 1700s. There was this Irish economist, Richard Cantillon, and he noticed something really interesting. When new gold and silver mines were discovered, it wasn't like the whole country just got a little bit richer all at once. Nope. He saw that the mine owners, their buddies, the merchants they dealt with, they were the ones who got rich first. They were spending that new gold while everything was still at the old prices. By the time any of that new money made its way to the regular workers, prices were already way up.
And, Cantillon himself came up with the perfect analogy for it, one we'll come back to. He said, it's like pouring water into one end of a swimming pool. The people standing right there next to the faucet, they get absolutely soaked right away. But the folks way at the other end of the pool, they might not even feel a ripple for a long, long time.
Okay, so let's fast forward to today. Instead of gold mines, we've got central banks creating new money with a few keystrokes, digitally. Now that money doesn't just show up in your bank account or mine. Step 2, it gets injected directly into the big banks and giant corporations. And what's the first thing they do with it? They buy up assets, stocks, bonds, real estate, when prices are still relatively low. Only after that does the money slowly, and I mean slowly, trickle down into the economy as paychecks and payments. But by then, it's too late. The cost of everything has already gone up for everyone.
Here's another way to picture it. Imagine a clear glass of water. You put one drop of food coloring in. Right where that drop hits, the color is super intense, right? Super concentrated. That's like the first receivers of new money. It only spreads out and gets weaker, more diluted, over time. Just like the purchasing power of that money fades as it moves through the system.
So what this process does naturally is create two very different groups of people. And for them, the economic outcomes are just worlds apart. Let's call it a tale of two receivers.
On one side, you've got the first receivers. They're the ones right next to that money faucet. They get the cash when it's fresh and powerful. They use it to scoop up assets, and they watch their net worth explode. And then there's everyone else, the last receivers. We get the money last, only after it's already done its job of pushing up the price of everything. And what's the result for us? Higher costs for food, for rent, for gas. Our savings and our wages are just quietly being devalued, buying less and less over time.
And look, this isn't just some dusty old economic theory. We have seen this play out, big time, in our own lives. Think about the 2008 financial crisis. Who got the bailouts? The big banks. They used that money to buy up assets for pennies on the dollar. Meanwhile, millions of regular families lost their homes. Or think about 2020. People who already owned assets, stocks, houses, saw their wealth go to the moon. And what did everyone else get? The worst inflation we've seen in decades on the stuff we actually need to live.
So you start to see how this effect feels like it's just baked right into our current financial system. It makes you wonder, what if the problem isn't the people, but the money itself? What if there was a completely different kind of money? One that nobody could control this way.
This number. This is the answer. 21 million. That is the total, final, absolutely unchangeable supply of Bitcoin that will ever exist. That's it. Full stop. There is no central faucet. There is no secret back room where someone can just decide to print more.
And this is where you see the huge difference. On one hand, you have fiat money, government money. Its supply is unlimited. It's controlled by a small group of people at a central bank, and that whole setup is what creates the Cantillon effect. But on the other hand, you've got Bitcoin, a fixed supply of 21 million, a predictable and totally transparent issuance schedule that is just baked into the code. Nobody gets to control the faucet.
So let's go back to that swimming pool one last time. Bitcoin is like a pool with a fixed, known amount of water in it. Nobody, and I mean nobody, can secretly turn on a hose and start adding more to benefit their friends first. Everyone, from the biggest company to you and me, we all get in the pool on the exact same terms. We all know the rules, and more importantly, we know the rules can't be changed on us.
All right, so as we start to wrap this up, let's just lock in the most important things to take away from all this.
There are really just 3 things to remember. Number 1, new money always benefits those who are closest to the source first. Number 2, this isn't an accident. This process is one of the biggest reasons the wealth gap keeps getting wider. And number 3, a system with a fixed and predictable supply, like Bitcoin, offers a truly fair alternative. It's one that can actually protect everyone's purchasing power equally.
Okay, now I really want to turn this over to you. Does this whole idea resonate with you? Have you personally felt that squeeze, watching prices go up and up while your paycheck just stays the same? I'd love to hear your story. Share your experience down in the comments.
If you found this explainer helpful in understanding Bitcoin, please like, comment below with your thoughts or questions, and subscribe for more educational content on emerging technologies. Your engagement helps us reach more learners.
Just a quick reminder, this video is for educational purposes only and it does not constitute financial advice. Please always do your own research and consult with a qualified professional before making any investment decisions.
Reclaim your time and future. Study Bitcoin.